On EA Sports.
Texans 7, Colts nothing.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
36.
Out of the gun, they give to Henderson. And he'll get a couple here down to the 22. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are, figure out the things that they really want to accomplish, and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
On 3rd down, Haskins. And it's complete. Henry. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a 1st down.
It's got to the point where we see guys like that make that type of a catch. Not fair goes through my brain. That size, that speed, and now they're acting like wide receivers too.
Yeah, tight end one-handed catches. They're kind of like wide receiver one-handed catches nowadays.
Just not right.
They'll run. Anderson. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
I think there's one element that just keeps increasing on defense in the NFL, and that's speed. They want it at every position, and we just saw there some linebackers who can go sideline to sideline, run past that trash, go past people, and make tackles near the sidelines.
Not only near the sideline, but also in the backfield there for the loss. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal.
No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd and goal.
Let's go. Come on. 52. Watch 52. 52's the mic. I got you, son. I got you, son. Check your hot read. Sponge. No. 61. Match box. Right. Showing it.
Here is Anderson on 3rd and goal. And he's not going to get anywhere close to the marker as they'll stop him well short of the yellow line. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. And the 13-year man puts it through, and the lead moves to 10-zip. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And job 1 here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. Well, as a lineman, they are trained. You've got to stay close to home. If you're more than a yard downfield, they're going to toss that flag, and they did there. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Casey Hayward. And they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD.
That was an interception, but on the field, the guys who are picking it off, they're not saying that. What word are they using? It's Oski. And that means catch the ball and go the other way.
That's your vernacular. I've never heard anybody say Oski.
Ask around. They'll tell you.
Extra point good by Gostkowski. And that makes our score 17-0. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down. Let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
From the 27, Cousins. And he hits his target. It's Kenny Stills. The 20, 10, touchdown, Indianapolis. Kenny Stills, 73 yards, as they are now on the board here in the first half.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
toe bashed it.
Super toe.
To throw again on second down. Haskins gets this to a standout receiver, Thomas. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one good for 26 and a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Henderson now on 1st and 10. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. 2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. A reminder coming up at the half, as we've done all year. We'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown on what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin on the road to Super Bowl 53 in Atlanta. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Give them 17 on the pickup there, and the Texans also get a new set of downs.
I got you. Jump. Press down. Slam. Check. Check safety. Under crunch. Go.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
Check 30. Check 3.
Following the penalty, Anderson. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
Brings up 2nd and 13 at the Colts 26-yard line.
You think you gonna get this? You think you gonna get this? Hey, Mike 52.
Now they'll look to Haskins to throw it. And a completion to Wilson. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and have the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
First down. Here's the run with Anderson. And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. Down at the 2. Broke through first contact, but ultimately stopped shy of the goal line. Now the Colts will use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. They come out here in the I. This will be the 8th play of the drive, and it's 3rd and inches. Haskins on 3rd down. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Michael Thomas with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Texans push further out in front.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But
he's got a man complete. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
Let's go deep, tighten up. Let's go deep. Hey, dude.
Throwing on 2nd down. Cousins. Got his target, Pierre Garçon. And he's going to get this inside the 30. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 26. So we're at halftime in this AFC wildcard matchup as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports halftime report. Take it away, Coach. Both teams trying to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. 22 yards on the catch and run. A first down. They run. It's Gurley. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. On 2nd and 11 now. Cousins. And that's complete to Sanders. And he'll take this from 147-yard line to the other. A gain of 6. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Working out of the gun, Cousins. He's got his man. It's Williams. That tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. They'll be brought down at the 21 after a pickup of 4.
61, match box, lights.
Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Now a draw play for Gurley. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up first and goal. They'll try and push it in with Gurley. No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Now, a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. Too far downfield, something those linemen have to watch out for, and that time it costs them. So an incomplete pass a moment ago, and that leads to second and goal.
Hey, high 7.
They'll try to throw now. Cousins. The quick slant caught. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. From 8 yards out, and the Colts are able to cut into this lead. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
Let's go. First down 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offense's sails because they had it going pretty good last time too.
Had to sit over there for a little while, didn't they? You know, they were eager, amped up to get back on the field after just scoring, hoping to get the ball back quickly. That didn't happen, so I'd say come out, just kind of get started again. You know, it doesn't have to be anything dramatic. Just get moving, get loose again, and see if they can get it downfield.
The run only got a yard. Here's second and 9.
Watch the run. Watch the run. It's soft, baby. That's baby soft. Mike spot 4. Mike spot 4. Mike spot 4. Rick, off.
Hey, 1-7. Check Mike 54.
Now Haskins to throw on second down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Albert Wilson, the intended receiver there. And it's third down.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only are the DBs going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. To throw on third down, Haskins. And Wilson has it. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. His second catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a first down. On first down, it's Henderson. So he got 3 of 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Hey, 1-7. Check Mike 54. Mike 54.
They're going to need some therapy out
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Haskins. This is complete to Michael Thomas. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts 42. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him? Double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now.
2 yards on the Ringo.
Again, it's Henderson. And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
I'm trying to collect.
1 quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Texans on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This will be 3rd and 5.
Check three. Trump.
Here we go. 37's the Mike. Mike 37.
All day. Yeah.
I need one over here. Here we go. 37's the Mike. Mike.
That's it. You can't block me.
Out of the shotgun, Haskins. And that will be incomplete.
They went with the dive look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th.
Watch out. Check Mike 54. Mike 54.
Nice, sweetheart.
They're going on 4th down. Haskins. And that is incomplete. The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on 4th. And the Colts are going to take over with a football. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons.
I'm not sure, Brandon, we've seen a sloppier played game this year for a team on offense. Turn it over 4 times and expect to win? No chance whatsoever. And look, I have no idea what the ratio is about turning over 4 times and how that correlates to winning or losing, but I'll guarantee you, it's not very good.
A carry by Henderson to start the drive. He's got the lane, and there he goes. Touchdown, Houston. Darrell Henderson, 66 yards. And the Texans push further out in front. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Gostkowski with the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken at his 4. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 31-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. 1 play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Now this one complete on the slant route. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12. Cousins now to throw on first down. It's Williams on the catch. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Let's go. Quick. It's going to be a long day, offense. It's going to be a long day. Go. 50, Mike, 50. All right, T, let's go.
Throwing again on second down. Cousins. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. In the pocket, chucked it away, flag comes down.
So you got to move a little bit, right? Know where you are on the field, have some awareness. Tackle to tackle. You got to get outside of that tackle box in order to get that done.
So now it's 3rd and long, because remember, they also lose it down on the grounding call.
Here we go again.
To throw is Cousins. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Following the penalty, it's Gurley. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. Again they run with Gurley. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Todd Gurley, 30 yards. And the Colts are able to draw a bit closer. They go for just 1 here as it's up and good. And that will get them 1 closer. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
And now the drive starts with a completion out to the right. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
On second down now, it's Henderson, and he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
He's checking, he's over. Crash.
Henderson will try and run for the first. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
I have 0 rooting interest in either team in this game. I only want a good game. But with all the offense we've seen from them tonight, it's kind of nice to see the defense step up and make a big play.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were ever going to get him in the backfield. Nice to see him get a stop. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Ellington now to return it. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
It's a gain of 9 yards, and that'll make it 2nd and short.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game. Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. Now on 2nd down, this is Gurley. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
First down, here's Cousins. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 44-yard line. Back to the workhorse today. It's Gurley. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Cousins. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. 3rd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. A give to Montgomery out of the gun. And he can only manage to take the football to the 40, and that is well shy of the 1st down marker. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3 and out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Now Haskins to throw it. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Zach Cunningham with a pick. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw, because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
Cousins now, and he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Here's Gurley now out of the gun. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Hey, watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen. to you.
Hey, we're good, we're good.
And the blitz does come. And this is going to be incomplete. This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up. They executed well there.
And it's often hard after you've played really well early and then you kind of relax a little bit to step on the gas again. They just did it on the last play. Looks like they want to finish this one off.
Game on the line, season on the line. They're going for it here on fourth down.
Hey, Alpha.
50's the mark. 50's the mark.
Better break. You better break. I'm letting you know right now.
Cousins to throw for it on fourth. And no, it's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And as a result, their playoff run may end right here. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And checking the timeouts. They do have two defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that. Here's Anderson as they begin this series on the ground. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. An ideal down and distance to try to finish this thing off. Second and inches. Again, Anderson. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
They run again on first down. Anderson. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. Second and 10 coming up. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up second and 10. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky.
Call it a gain of 5. Fourth down now.
Boy, what would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
Here we go. Get the flag. Rip left, rip left.
Down to a knee here as the Texans look to let the clock roll.
Good route here.
It's our time. It's our time.
Hey, over.
Check mark 50. Mike is a 50. Check mark 50. Oh, yeah.
One last shot now for Cousins. He's going to let it fly. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So the game will continue for at least one more play.
Cannot finish a game on a defensive penalty. That's why they get one more untimed attempt.
A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on first and goal.
We got 25 to Mike.
Here we go again.
At 25 to Mike. We got 25 to Mike.
Hey, Charlie.
At 25 to Mike. We got 20.
Leave it. Ring up 48.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Todd Gurley. finding the end zone on the game's final play, as they can now even this game here in the fourth quarter with the extra point. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. Overtime in a playoff game. Awesome setup. Remember, the rules are the same as they would be in the regular season.
That's exactly right, Brandon. Remember, the receiving team, if they score a touchdown, game is over. But if they kick a field goal or don't score, the other team gets a chance to get the football. They get a possession. If they go down and score, they win the football game at that point. If both teams kick field goals, we keep playing. If a defense scores, let's say the receiving team gets the ball, doesn't score, or they throw a pick six or fumble, gets picked up, the defense scores, game over. But here's the best part. In the regular season, only one period is played. We could call it a tie. Here, we're going to play until we have a winner.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now.
Watch the ship. Watch twist. Watch the safety creep. Watch it. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping. Check 37.
First throw of overtime for Haskins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. D. Ford, credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Watch the run. Watch the run. Mike 54. Mike,
third down. Here's Haskins. They're able to locate Wilson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan first down. Haskins now 11 of 17 passing thus far. He's got his guys a 1st and 10. From the gun to give to Henderson. A gain of 3, second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
54. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. 54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54.
Second down, Haskins. He completes it to Henry. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 23 yards the pickup there.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
They'll run on first down. Henderson. The safety, Patrick Chung, is the one who makes the stop.
Not much happening there on first down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
At the Colts' 29-yard line.
On the ready. 37's the Mike. Mike 37. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen on the order. Bang, 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 bang. There we go. 37's the Mike. Mike 37. Watch the curl. Watch the foot.
From the 29, Haskins. And Thomas has it. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. This is a big spot for a rookie QB, and overtime's kind of where you earn your stripes, isn't it?
It really is, and we've talked with enough coaches and players about how these youngsters are getting into the game and playing at such a high level so early. But overtime, that's an entirely different animal, and he's handling it well.
Yeah, starting to put together a nice drive. On first down, it's Anderson. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. And now here's a timeout called by the Colts on the defensive side of the ball. So we'll take a break with them and be right back.
First and goal at the 7-yard line.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. So as they head to the sidelines, we'll head to this break on EA Sports. Now from the 9, here's second and goal.
Watch the run, watch the run.
36, 36.
Big Ed.
Second down, it's Henderson. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settling, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys, poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. Biggest play now in this opening drive of overtime. This is third and goal. And another timeout taken by the Colts. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on third and goal?
Where's 52? Watch 52. 52's the mic.
Now Anderson running right. And he's going to score. It's a touchdown. No flags. And in an overtime thriller, they are moving on to the playoff.
No rest. They get to keep playing.
And a wild card win moves them on to the divisional round.
Everyone plays all year long for the right to get into the tournament, as they like to call it. Wild card, divisional, doesn't matter to them. One moves on, one goes home.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Texans as we say so long from Houston.